It's our 100th episode, and I couldn't be more excited to speak about a topic that my LinkedIn audience voted for: legal career hacks. Now, there's no magic formula, but I will provide you with some important information to assist you in achieving your goals. Listen in for more. Before we get into this episode, we would like to thank our Season 4 sponsor, Affirm Investigative Solutions, your go-to litigation support company. Without them, we would not be able to keep upgrading and integrating new concepts to this growing podcast. If you would like to take your support further, feel free to hit the support button on our Let's Talk Paralegal website so we can continue providing quality and empowering content for you and all our listeners.
Hey guys, it's your girl Etta, and welcome to the Let's Talk Paralegal podcast. Today is actually our 100th episode, and I'm so excited to be sharing something that, throughout our legal careers, we usually have pivots and we either get fired or we want something different or whatever the case may be. Just like humans, we're always wanting more, looking for more, whether it's to increase our income because obviously the cost of living is rising, so we obviously need to make our ends meet. Some of us want to live a little above our means and, either have a lavish lifestyle or just have a different lifestyle, right, in general. And all this actually boils down to legal career hacks. What can you do in order to enhance your legal career so that you can make more money, so that you have more opportunities, and really brighten up your lifestyle and create that balance that we really look for a lot, right? We always want that work-life balance. It's probably one of the most asked questions on the podcast and in my interviews on other platforms. Everybody asks me, how do you do it all? And I always say, I don't do it all. I have a support team. I have support staff. I have supporters in my personal life, professional life. I have mentors. I have resources, and I learn every single day. I actually did a book count for last year, and I actually read a total of 22 books, not including books for my education. Just 22 books for my personal growth and personal development and for the business aspect of it. So understanding that every day is an opportunity to learn. And I want to give a shout out really quick to my LinkedIn family. Shout out to LinkedIn, our biggest platform yet, where we receive all our support and love mostly. Instagram is getting up there with us, but mostly on LinkedIn is where my LinkedIn family lives and where I literally post every single day, and you can follow the business and my journey on our LinkedIn. I will have that available for you on the description of this recording. So definitely check us out on LinkedIn because they are the ones that actually voted for this topic. We provided, I believe it was 3 or 4 topics for our 100th episode. And our LinkedIn family went ahead and chose the legal career hacks. So that's what we're going to do. If you missed our polls, we have them several times a month just so that we make sure that we're providing the content and information and value that you guys so seek from our platform, specifically for the Let's Talk Paralegal and the Rosa LLC platforms. So definitely check us out on LinkedIn and join us, follow us, so that you don't miss our next vote and our next poll. And always feel free to chime in because, well, I'm all about feedback. I'm all about providing feedback. I'm all about receiving feedback. I'm all about teamwork and collaboration. You guys know me by now. Again, this is our 100th episode. I can't say that enough, and I'll probably say that throughout the whole episode. I'm super excited. Not many podcasts make it to the 100th episode in such an amazing way. So thank you so much to our listeners, to our voters, to our followers, to our audiences. Definitely shout out to our sponsors throughout the years. Hectic, which is now Moxie, was actually one of our first sponsors ever. So shout out to Hectic, aka or now known as Moxie. Check them out. It's a freelance app. We still, keep in touch and we still keep a professional relationship. I was also on their platform, so definitely a friendly relationship as far as business-wise. So thank you. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to our 2-time season sponsor, Affirmative Investigative Solutions. Thank you so much. Check them out. You can always check it out on every single episode. We have a link tied to them. And of course, you always hear before the episode our ad that we created especially for them. So thank you so much. Shout out. They are straight from California and they provide investigative solutions. So definitely check them out. All right, enough of the thank yous and enough of the excitement and celebration. I had to at least provide a few 5 minutes to celebrating such a milestone, so I'm super excited. And today, what I'm going to focus on is obviously the legal career hacks, but I'm going to focus on the top 5. I usually have about, I want to say 18 of them, because there is many that I would like to provide you, but for the time purpose, recording purpose, and let's be honest, our listening expansion is not that great. So let's definitely focus on the top 5 that I feel are going to be more significant and immediate for you guys. If you use it to your advantage and you learn the skill, you'll definitely see an increase in your income, in your opportunities, in your career, in your life work balance, whatever you're looking for as far as growing as a legal professional and as a person, right? Because that's what this podcast is about. We marry those two, and hopefully we've done a great job throughout the years. Always feel free to leave us feedback as well. Check out our surveys again and polls. We'll have all that for you available in the description. So hack number 1 is very important, and which is why I put it at number 1, is build a strong online presence. Why do I say this? This is something that as probably full-time employees that are on the W-2 journey right now, they don't really think about. They don't really look at online presence. As business owners, we know the value, we understand the value, we see the results of social media presence, of websites, of blogs and newsletters and all of it, right? Articles, books. We understand that how building and how you build it and how you introduce it and all the marketing 101 that you can think about. Definitely, we understand the value of an online presence. But what does it mean to a W-2 employee that's either looking to transition or looking for other opportunities without having to upload a resume or multiple resumes on the daily? Well, this is what it means to you. And I'm going to make it short, beautiful, and simple because that's what I do. What it means to you is you have to build your personal brand. Unfortunately, the legal industry is not only what you know, it's who you know. You can be the smartest person in the room. You can have all the credentials and certifications and degrees under your belt. You can even top it off with the experience. Beautiful. That is all great. But there are thousands of you. What sets you apart from the other people that have either the same credentials, education, experience? What sets you apart? It's you, the person. Short answer. It's you as a person. What can you as a person bring along with the experience, education, certification, and all the good stuff that comes with it? What else do you bring to the table? And the way you portray this is through online presence. LinkedIn is, again, a great platform. They're not sponsoring us or supporting us in any way other than having us on their platform and us enjoying the beautiful fruit that we have received from them. But LinkedIn is a great professional platform because it's for professionals. It's for professionals looking to either enhance, searching for opportunity, searching for people to fill in those opportunities. So definitely go into the rooms, be in the presence of, where you want to be, befriend and get mentored by those people. And that all starts with online presence. Had a really good colleague of mine. I'm not sure if she's still around, so I'm not going to mention her name, but we collaborated a lot last year and the year, I believe it was the year before that, not last year. In 2022, we collaborated a lot. She was a blogger. She was an amazing writer, and that's how she, propelled her career as far as blogging and creating a platform for paralegals to, instantly grasp information in a short form. But really well written. We co-authored in a book, and it was a beautiful partnership. So shout out to you if you're out there, you know who you are, but I will not mention their names. You can figure it out. If you follow me on LinkedIn and you've read my books, you can figure out who I'm talking about. But understanding and maintaining a profile, highlighting your skills, experience, and accomplishments is great. But through your postings and through your knowledge, if you're not a great writer, ChatGPT is a great resource. If you don't really know what to write about, Google the top legal trends and share articles. Be a resource. Be someone that people can go to and not have to Google it. Thomas Reuters is one of the resources that we use a lot in all our presentations and education. They're a wonderful resource, and they're one of the leaders outside of LexisNexis, and of course Clio. We all love Clio, and all these other platforms that come out with blogs and articles that are filled with knowledge and skills and tips and hacks and all that good stuff. So really engaging yourself in these discussions and sharing those relevant articles and contents and really connecting, right, with paralegals in and out of the field, right? I always say that about networking and branding in general. So definitely don't hone in just on legal industry, legal professionals. Join in on the vendors, right? Who is servicing these this beautiful and lavish industry? Who is supporting, right? Not everybody is a legal professional that supports the legal industry. Some of them are advocates or community servers. Anything like that, you want to make sure that you're understanding and that you're visible, right? Because you want to be visible to your petitional employers, clients, and collaborators, right? But that's something that you want, and you have to be consistent, right? So number one thing, if you don't own a business and you don't know anything about branding or anything like that, is consistency, just like anything else. If you want to establish time management, if you want to establish efficiency, effectiveness, whatever it is that you're trying to establish, consistency is the key. You want to get in shape, not lose weight, none of that. Just be healthy. You have to be consistent on your diet, on your exercise, whatever it is that you're choosing to do in order, and whatever that form of being healthy and all that, it's the beginning of the year, so everybody's thinking about that. Whatever it is, everything has to do with consistency. So everything in life is being consistent. So you have to be consistent on your online presence. You have to create a brand for yourself. If you just want to focus on one thing, if legal tech is your thing, that is actually great. It's a great niche to get into right now, because that is what everybody's trying to learn and research. So legal tech, AI, ChatGPT, OpenAI, all the AIs. That is definitely a resource that you want to tap into and really enhance your skill on, as well if you're not well versed in it. But if you're the go-to person, that's amazing, right? And all it does is research, and it puts you there, and it puts you in a different light to, again, potential employers, clients, employees, collaborators. So understanding that is definitely my number one hack for you, right? Now, moving on to hack number 2, which is cultivate your emotional intelligence. Now, a lot of people don't understand what emotional intelligence is, and I can boil it down to literally one word after all my research, and it's empathy. And if you don't know what empathy is by now, you need to start doing your research, and you really need to start tapping into this word empathy and what it means not only to you, but to others around you, because it can mean different things, which is why I'm intentionally not providing you with a definition. I want you to go out there. I want you to do your research and really understand the concept of empathy. Purchase your books, audiobooks, for those of you that fall asleep when you're reading, when you're driving, as much as you're most likely driving right now when you're listening to this podcast. So you can drive and take a little pause on my podcast and listen to an audiobook. There are no excuses in the world. Emotional intelligence is right up there with AI, which is hack number 2, right? So understanding that you have to develop these strong interpersonal skills, because it's going to provide you with the ability of understanding and navigating, right? Both others and yours in the legal profession. If you don't understand what you don't understand, you won't be able to implement it. And you won't be able to, I don't want to use the word preach, because that sometimes scares people. You won't be able to practice what you are trying to accomplish yourself. So do your research on emotional intelligence and empathy. Read the top 10 books. Google top 10 books. Watch your TED Talks. I love TED Talks. Yeah. For those of you that don't know me by now, TED Talks is my jam, and that is on my bucket list for sure. Hopefully before my 10th year of business, I will be on a TED Talk. So we're putting it out there, guys. We're putting it out there. So send me good vibes and send me your prayers and send me your spiritual energy, whatever you believe in, that you'll see me on a TED Talk stage soon. But understanding that positivity, obviously, right, impacts not only you, your collaborators, potential employers, but also client relationships. If eventually you want to transition out of a career and go into your business, or negotiations, if you're trying to negotiate your income, if you're trying to negotiate your benefits, whatever it is, your contract. And of course, right, I always say, teamwork makes the dream work. I literally just said that this morning in my team meeting. I start the meetings and I end the meetings with teamwork makes the dream work, because we are a team. We're not a family. We're not friends. We are a team. And if we don't work together, we're not going to win the championship. And that's exactly what that means to me anyway. So you have to make and create and cultivate what emotional intelligence is and capsule it. And I want you to capsule it, and I want to put it in your brain, but also put it in your heart, because you actually have to believe that you are learning and understanding what these two things are. So really cultivate it, really embrace emotional intelligence. And I know this sounds a little, woo-woo maybe, but it's so important. And I didn't know how important it was until I actually learned what emotional intelligence is in a nutshell. So definitely do it. Do your research. At least research it. Okay? That's all I'm asking. So hack number 3 is develop a business acumen. So as W-2 employees or full-time, part-time employees that are receiving a steady, what we call a steady income, you tend to be a little complacent. You tend to either get bored of your job after a while because you're not being challenged or utilized in the manner that you would like to, or the manner that you believe that you should be. So understanding the business aspect of law and what it entails, especially if you work in a private practice or aspire to become maybe a business partner one day, or whatever the case may be, familiarizing yourself with the budgeting and the client acquisitions and risk assessments and all the businessy part of it is really going to set you apart, and it'll really put you into the managerial, supervisor, director, C-suite roles, right? So understanding the business will help you with that. It'll also help you to learn marketing strategies, how the firm likes to market themselves, so learning about their websites and the communities that they serve and all that. So definitely understanding the business, the law firm as a business versus just a law practice is going to help you enhance your skills, your abilities, and your expertise. So going to that though, the ability to combine your legal expertise with the business acumen will actually set you apart from your competitive landscape as well, right? Because what you're not understanding is, again, and I'm going to repeat myself throughout this podcast episode because repetition really helps you ingest the information. So I'm going to repeat this once more and possibly a couple of times more throughout. But you have to understand that there are at least a dozen of candidates that have your expertise, your education, your certification, or whatever you feel is special. The only thing special about you, is your worth, is your value, and how you take those skills and expertise and transform them into magic. That is what you have to offer. And that is what's going to set you apart. Okay? So moving on to hack number 4, participate in pro bono and community services. This is one that I had to add here because it's one that's really missed. Everybody misses the mark on this because they hear pro bono and all they hear is free. They hear community service and all they hear is cheap services. And that's not really what this is. This is giving back to your community, understanding the community that you actually serve. As a business owner, I'm going to tell you that if you don't understand your client's needs, how are you providing them the proper solutions in the way that they actually want that to be provided? Remember, we're all different types of learners. We all speak different languages. We all understand concepts differently and ingest information differently. Some people like a podcast. Some people like a blog. Some people like both. Some people like the audio book. Some people like the physical book. Some people like the ebook. That's why there's different versions of the same thing. Understanding that's why Amazon became Amazon and that's why Netflix became Netflix, is because they understood their customers. They understood that their customers not only had a need, but they wanted the information in different ways, which is why they created the app and this and that and all the other bells and whistles that come with these companies that I just mentioned. I'm not telling you have to become an Amazon. I'm telling you that you have to become a pro bono and community participant. You have to understand your community in order to properly provide those types of services. What does that mean to you as an employee or as a person that's working for someone instead of with someone? Well, if you don't understand your client, how are you handling their case? Simple as that. If you don't know if they're legally married versus if they're just saying that their partner is their husband or wife or spouse in general, well, are they legally married? That's a difference when it comes to law. So understanding these little intricacies and understanding your people, right, is really what this is all about, and will help you kind of move this perspective and really help you provide better service. Because at the end of the day, if you provide excellent service, I always make it a point to go to a manager when I receive excellent service, even if it's at a retail store. Or the other day, I was at Panera Bread. Shout out to Panera. These are all free, by the way, free promotion. But I was at a Panera and I received one of the best customer service. This woman was so sharp. I still remember her name. Her name is Brianna. I'll never forget her, and I will never stop going to that Panera Bread as long as she works there, because her customer service was just so on point. She was so welcoming. She was conversive, but yet still got the job done. She was a perfect balance of what every customer service should be, because you're paying for the service, the ambiance, and everything. When you go into a retail store, when you go into a restaurant, you're paying for that. You're not only paying for the quality, you're paying for the service. And I just happened to see the manager. It looked like he was in the middle of an interview or interviewing someone. And I waited until he was done, and I went up to the manager and I said, I need to let you know, this Brianna, you need to replicate her because she is amazing. Customer service makes an impact. I will tell every single person that I know to go to that Panera, as long as Brianna's there. So understanding that this makes a long-lasting impact. If the client one day calls and says, well, where's so-and-so? Where it happened to them? That's a good sign. That's a good sign that they notice that you're either no longer there or you're on vacation or whatever the case may be. Impact. Pro bono, community services. This is a way to understand your people so you can leave an impact and you can improve your efficiency and effectiveness. If you're not looking to change the world, you're just looking to change the numbers in your bank account, it'll help you either way. All these tips will. Now, my last tip before I go on to my ramble is a continuing learning, right? We all love to continue. We have to continue to learn. I just said this at the beginning. And specialization. I know a lot of people, and even I think one of my prior guests said that niching or specializing shouldn't be a thing. We should be a jack of all trades. That is true. But there is one thing that you should be really good at. You know what I'm really good at? Even though I offer plenty of services and different and a variety of products to our legal professionals in my community, legal education. Because at the end of the day, that's what my company boils down to. We provide legal education, whether it's through our consulting services of our law firm or whether it's through educating our paralegals with training programs and curriculum. All that boils down to legal education. So that's my niche. Even though I provide it, again, in a variety of ways, at the end of the day, I can boil down my company into two words: legal education. That's what I provide. That's what people pay me for. And that's what I strive to improve day in and day out. I continually learn. How do I do this? I continually learn and I specialized in it because I found something that I was very passionate about, and I found a gap in our legal industry because there's a huge gap between, everybody knows this, between your education, foundational, formal education, and the actual practicing, right? And that goes for all legal professionals. Lawyers, paralegals, legal assistants, receptionists. There's a huge gap between these two foundational and pivotal pillars. So understanding that you need to continue to grow. Education is not just inside a classroom. You have to teach yourself. You have to find ways to continue to learn and grow. And listening to my podcast is amazing. Thank you so much again for your support. You can hit on the support button. We do have a support button. Thank you for those that have donated. I believe November was one of our biggest donations. November 2023 was one of our biggest donations month, I guess, because everybody was literally in the giving mood. So thank you so much. There is a little, it looks like a coin. You can click on that. You can donate $1, $2, and then you go on our special list and we provide you with incentives to continue to support us. So we'll provide you a discount on our courses. We'll provide you free access to our webinars, or first access to our webinars, things like that. You get little tidbits as a thank you for supporting us. So thank you so much. But to summarize, you need to invest in yourself. The opportunity is not going to come to you, and you know that this should not be a shocker to you guys. Okay, this is not a shocker. This is not a surprise, right? You understand that the opportunity is not going to come to you. You have to work for it to get it. That's how it is. You need to seek it. You need to look for it. It's not going to find you. Get your hands on everything, right? Get your eyes on every piece of information possible from reliable resources, okay? This is going to help you grow not only your career, but yourself. So understanding that you need to grasp this information and really understand it. Don't just leaf over it, speed read. You need to understand what you're doing and what you can bring to the table outside of your credentials, your skills, and your experience. Until justice is served, I hope you enjoyed our 100th episode, and thank you again to all our supporters, sponsors, listeners, voters, followers, all of you. Thank you so much.